reason.
Yeah.
You're doing it for people. That suggests that he didn't consult all those people before he said he was not going to contest anymore.
I will tell you that before he made that statement, I wasn't aware.
So he just
that is one thing about General Muhammadu Buhari. General Muhammadu Buhari is not a typical Nigerian politician. He is a blunt person.
He's a Democrat.
Yeah, he's a Democrat. He has shown that. I don't know why people believe that because somebody was once a military man, that he cannot be a Democrat.
No, not just a military man. The moment you overthrew a military government. I beg your pardon, a democratic government.
You know as much as I do. You know, I'm sure you know the facts in that overthrow. And you know from the records that General Muhammadu Buhari never planned that overthrow.
But it happened.
You know when it happened, and you know how General Buhari was flown with a chopper back, and the council sat and said, we want you to be the head of state. But beyond that, I think he has been a blunt person. And to tell you the fact, that's part of the reason over time he has not become the president. Because he's not a good politician. General Buhari said it as it is. He does it as he believes it. But I think that's one of the things that we have pleaded with him to change, and this time around, we're in politics.
But is it working? If he's not a good politician, and all the times that he contested, he hasn't clinched, gotten what he wants, why still urge him
I'm telling you that General Buhari, for now, has, in fact, politically, he has come to understand a lot of things, and he has improved overwhelmingly. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, I was telling somebody, in the last 10 days, unlike General Muhammadu Buhari in 2003, 2007, 2011, in the last 10 days, I was with him. We have gone to the south-south, the southeast, about 3 or 2 times. In fact, but it was 2 days ago, on Saturday, we were in Port Harcourt, and the penultimate week, we were in Port Harcourt, we were in Owerri, we were in Edo, and even that on Saturday, he was in Bayelsa. And, you know, people that were managing him before thought this man is only popular in the north. They were so afraid to test his popularity in the south. But as I speak to you, we have exposed General Buhari to the south. And to me, I was surprised to find out that General Buhari even seemed to be more popular in the south than in the north. Because when we went to River State, I was wondering, these people, what are they looking for? Is it not the General Buhari we used to hear that is a fundamentalist? Is it the people these people are screaming? In fact, in Port Harcourt, we were riding on the coaster with the governor and a lot of people and most of the senators. And when the governor opened the glass to wave to people, and people saw General Buhari and Amechi, and they were shouting, I will die for you, in Port Harcourt. You remember what Amechi said? Amechi said, General, look at these thousands of people that have gathered. Just that this morning I told them you are coming. Not yesterday, this morning. In Port Harcourt, that was the day before our declaration. And he said, I told them this morning because I arrived in the country this morning. And I told them that I'll be coming with General Buhari. And under 3 hours, if you see the crowd that we saw in Port Harcourt from the airport down to the government house, and I actually looked at them and said, 90% of these people are Christians. They are all from the south. Well, they could not hear Buhari talk because they were all screaming and shouting in praises. And I was like, I'm from Imo State. When he came to Owerri for the wedding ceremony of the daughter of His Excellency, Governor Richard Okorocha, I followed him from the airport. People that I do not know how they gathered. You need to come and see the reception and people screaming General Buhari. Even while we were in church, we were trying to control people that this is a church. Even the priest, everybody wanted to have a handshake with General Buhari and we need you to come and change this country. And at this time, the kind of popularity he's having in the south.
I'm sure you've been in politics for some time now, and such move doesn't really translate to votes.
What do you mean it doesn't translate to votes? It does translate to vote because a lot over time people have had reservations. You talk to people one-on-one, they tell you General Buhari is so much a mean person, we think he's a fundamentalist, we think he's this, we think he's that. Because of that, a lot of people did not vote him. But now, he's come out to the people to say, see the real me. And people have come to see him. I'm telling you, I can tell you, from 2011, the general perspective about General Buhari has changed to up to 80%.
Who is the real General Buhari? What can you tell us?
For me, I think General Buhari is somebody that I know that has respect for people. General Buhari is somebody that I know that is so tolerant. General Buhari, I know, is not a religious fundamentalist. People make that mistake. I ask people, with due respect, I like Goodluck Jonathan. He's a passionate Christian. He's a devout Christian. But I see him in Israel. I see him in churches with pastors kneeling down and all this. He's a Christian. He has the right to do that. As much as General Buhari has the right to do that. But I've challenged anybody. Show me a picture of General Buhari in Mecca. Show me a picture of General Buhari inside a mosque with a top Islamic cleric, whether going an official function or doing something official in the mosque. General Buhari is just a devout Muslim. He believes in what he believes. He believes to serve God through the Islamic religion, and he's doing that diligently. But apart from that, he doesn't victimize. And I'm a Christian. I'm from Imo State. General Buhari doesn't know my father till today. But I sit on the same table, I eat with him. I walk into his house anytime.
Because I see Gideon here saying that, look, so could you please ask your guest if he's aware that General Buhari has never won election in any of the southeast or south-south before now? And then what do you tell those who will talk about, while he was there, even though you said he didn't plan it, the civilian government at the time, they talk about Decree 4, they talk about the journalists who were arrested, they talk about the attempt on Diko. If people are fixated on that, what's your Vanguard doing to change people's mindset about that?
Okay, let me first of all say, they said he has not won election in the South-South and in the South-East. I thought they would have said South-West because he has won election in the South-West in several occasions. Then for the South and South-East, I think I told you initially that the people who managed General Buhari at those times were so scared of testing his popularity. At those times, how many times did you see General Buhari go to the South-South and South-East? And basically because the political parties he was running with had no structures at all in the South-South and in the South-East. But for the first time, we have a political party that have strong structures in the South-South, in the South-East, and is dominated in the South-West. And General Buhari has accepted that I need to test my popularity in all of these zones. And he's doing that, and it's working, and people are accepting him. And then if you talk about Decree 4 and all of that, and recently I tried to work on that, with due respect to the death, the owner of furniture, who is now late, lately, a few months ago, went to him to go and ask him about this Decree 4. Execution of the journalist. How did it happen? And he gave me all the facts. And they said, these things were the decision of the Supreme Military Council then, after the court that has been set up, they call it a judicial panel or whatever, has come up with a verdict that these people are guilty, and it was taken back to the military council, Supreme Military Council, how do they call it, and they ratified the judgment. At that time, General Buhari doesn't have that sole obligation to say, as much as the judiciary at that time, whatever they call it, the military, has given this verdict, and the Supreme Military Council, it will not happen. People should reason in that direction. He wasn't running an autocratic government. Even personally, he had reservations to that. Okay. But so that way because that was the Supreme Council decided.
Whichever way the primaries go, will he accept the result?
General Buhari will accept the primary whichever way it goes. But I want to say it...
what about his supporters?
His supporters. We are his supporters. We will also do. Because the primary goal now is to rescue this country. It's not about any individual. But I want to tell you that considering there are some things I would not say in camera, but we are very hopeful that APC wants General Muhammadu Buhari. If you've seen our declaration, you've seen what happened. Many people in APC want Buhari because they believe the first thing is who will deliver APC. All right,
we got to go. Do you think it would be a good idea for APC to have presidential primaries before they now elect their candidates? Is it necessary?
It is in our constitution. In our constitution presently, we have two options. One is that we either go for a consensus or we go for a direct primary. But our National Executive Council, they have suggested an indirect primary. And that is why we are going to be having a convention on the 29th, because our constitution did not make, the Electoral Act said you must specify how you will do the indirect primary, who will be the delegates. And in our constitution, it is not there. So that's why we're going to have a convention on the 29th to be able to make provision for that. And but it is possible before then that all these presidential candidates, like I tell you, they have been meeting, they have been talking together. They could decide and say there's no need for that. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Jasper. Jasper Azuatalam is the chairman of Buhari Vanguard and a member of the organizing and campaign committee of General Muhammadu Buhari. Thank you for coming on this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be back after this break. Please join us again.